Today I'm reviewing the infamous, the relatable, the amazing, the slightly above average, in somebody else's opinion, anime, Blue Spring Ride. That was pointless, I know, but guys, seriously, on a serious note today, reviewing one of my favorite anime, if not my favorite anime all time. According to my top 3 list, it's my favorite anime of all time. That's Haru Ride, Blue Spring Ride. So with that being said, let's put these Pop-Tarts in the toaster and let's get cooking! So Haru Ride starts out with Futsuba, a high school freshman dedicating her life to fitting in and being ordinary, and as unattractive as possible. This comes from her being bullied and ostracized by other girls in the past because of her kawaii-ness. However, one fateful day, she meets Komabushi again. After years of not seeing him, it was all romantic, like, I haven't seen you in years. In middle school, both had feelings for each other. But now in high school, Ko admits that he's changed and doesn't feel the same way he used to. A somewhat disappointing Futsuba. Ko, while being somewhat asshole-ish, does help her realize that she can be herself and make true friends rather than conforming to something she is not and just living a lie. This brings in one of the main themes of Blue Spring Ride, and that is friendship. Friendship is a major driving force behind character development for both Ko and Futsuba, and Naruto and Sasuke, and the side characters. It seemingly brings out their true emotions and helps them cope with their issues as a team. This is also a romance, let's not forget, and while it develops rather slowly, not to the liking of some, they do have their fair share of moments. Their relationship develops throughout the series, so too does the audience's understanding as to why and just how much Ko has changed compared to the one that Futsuba fell in love with, which then introduces us to a concept anime fans are all too familiar with, the idea of change and whether or not to embrace it, even though it's inevitable. As you learn more about Ko's past, you see his development, and a roller coaster as it delves into a rather dark place, only to have his friends, especially Futsuba, help him emerge from that dark place, and thus bringing home that theme of youth and the importance of the bonds you develop. But this kind of story would be worthless without quality characters supporting the mains. So let's get into them. Start off with Futsuba. Admittedly, Futsuba is somewhat immature, somewhat irrational. However, she does experience growth as a character, going from the weak character that was afraid to be herself to being the girl that accepts herself. I thought it was also important to note that their roles switched between her and Ko from the beginning. In the beginning, he was the one that opened her eyes to her mistakes, whereas by the end of the series, she profoundly impacts him in a positive way, in which she helps him realize his own worth and helps him move on and unload the unbearable weight he carries from his traumatized past. She is a bit frustrating as a character sometimes. She's indecisive, she doesn't listen to her own feelings, but when it comes down to it, her growth and role in the series is vital, and if you take her out, you wouldn't be able to have the story. And speaking of Ko, he's an asshole. But he, in the words of Futsuba, no matter how cold he tries to be, or how hard he pretends not to care, deep down, he's compassionate. He proves to be a reliable figure that helps out other characters in the story, whether he means to or not. However, some aspects of his character are not original. He is the typical protagonist that blames himself for tragic events that are in no way his fault at all and were unavoidable. Just like Tomoya from Clannad, Yano from Bakurai Ita, Jesus-kun from Sword Art Online. He's smart yet lazy, douchey yet likable. The dude's a walking oxymoron. The way he develops towards the end and finally comes to term with his guilt and his feelings makes him a memorable character in my opinion. The side characters play majorly important roles in this story too, making it unique. Yuri is your flowery, innocent girl in high school, but starts off alone. but later befriends Futsuba. Then she develops feelings for Ko, posing a possible love triangle between the three. However, this is important because it helps fortify Futsuba's feelings for Ko, helping her come to terms and accepting her love for him. Yuri is the perfect example of a selfless friend, accepting Futsuba's feelings for Ko as she truly wants her friends to be happy above anything else. She also plays a major role in Futsuba's development as well, as she helped catalyze Futsuba's realization that she was not in the right place when it came to friendships and the way she was living life. After all, what caused her to lose her friends in the first place was her sticking up for Yuri after they were bullying her. Then there's Muro, an antisocial girl that ends up befriending the beloved group of friends and coming out of her shell to experience youth in a more refreshing light. At the beginning, we see her negative feelings towards her class, not wanting anything to do with them. However, by the end, she's just as much a part of the group as anyone else. One thing I didn't like, however, was her forced relationship with Ko's brother, Tanaka-senpai, especially since he's a teacher. There's no real progression with this, nor is there any closure, and it ended up being pointless. You could take it completely out of the story and lose nothing, except something she could relate to when it came to boy talk with Yuri and Futsuba. I mean, come on. Then it comes the guy that is head over heels for her, but doesn't seem to stand a chance with her. That's Kominato. He's the overly cheerful, optimistic, and defensive best friend, standing up for Ko whenever Ko wouldn't stand up for himself. He's not the most original character, and he unfortunately doesn't experience much growth as a character or with his relationships to others. But still yet, he is a vital character that reflects the idea of cherishing youth while you still can. He's full of energy, constantly trying to be social and playful with others. Now the animation in the series is incredible, considering it comes from the studio Production IG, a studio known for works like Kimi ni Todoke, Guilty Crown, and Neon Genesis Evangelion. And the soundtrack, don't get me started. I had I Will from Chelsea playing in my playlist forever. The song just seems to play at the right exact moments and sets the right exact mood. I give this anime a rating of 4 blueberry Pop-Tarts out of 5, and that's big. That's big because you have the hierarchy. You have strawberry Pop-Tarts, cookies and cream Pop-Tarts, blueberry Pop-Tarts. Be honest with you, I'm a Pop-Tart lover trying to get gangs. Your brother just trying to get gangs. A brother just trying to get gangs. I mean, you got a brother trying to get a kiss in an anime, and a brother trying to get gangs, okay? I can eat Pop-Tarts every now and then, right? They're not gonna hurt me. If I wanna work out, and I wanna eat Pop-Tarts, I'd be okay. Because, you know, in the end of the day, what are you really happy doing? You wanna eat a Pop-Tart, you wanna work out. I don't know, but I don't want my working out to be pointless. What would Shia LaBeouf say? Just do it! I don't do drugs, guys, I promise. I don't do any, I swear. I'm just tripping over my words, like seriously, like, I hope you like it. As always, stay strong, love yourself, check out my other videos. Love yourself. Because